morning, everybody. How's it going? Oh my goodness, I'm so nervous. You think, oh my God, you would think I perform in front of all these crowds and stuff like that, and I wouldn't be nervous to like freaking speak. But here I am, across the country. Thank you ever so kindly. My name is Nhandi Craig, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm 17 and an international DJ and music producer born and raised in the amazing city of Los Angeles, California. So, yep. Many of you may recognize me as the principal DJ of several of HRC's galas over the past 6 years. As I stand before you today, I'm so deeply humbled and honored to proclaim myself as one of the Human Rights Campaign's newest youth ambassadors. Thank you. As a product of assisted reproduction via anonymous sperm donor, I was brought into this world by my very bold, strong, and courageous mother, Ellen Craig, who is in the audience today. So let's give a round of applause. Hey, Mom. Although she and I have mostly lived in predominantly white neighborhoods, since I was young, my mom has always made it imperative that I had exposure and cultural understanding of what it truly means to be a woman of color. She surrounded and included me with a diverse village of people, both friends and family, who were also in the community, including flamboyant gay men, androgynous lesbian women, members of the transgender community, queer and fluid people, and others from various backgrounds. Even when I was far too young to process the world, I had the freedom to be my authentic self. I was free to beg my mom for the latest Hot Wheels cars in the store, or to wish for Transformer action figures for Christmas, or our most memorable moment, me being Batman for Halloween, all at the tender age of 6. My younger self would have never thought that being a young black lesbian woman would come with a large fraction of the world being against my very existence, as I was simply being myself and loving life. I grew up in an environment where I was so loved and accepted that I couldn't even fathom what homophobia was or what it could do to a very boyish, androgynous girl like myself. When I was 11, I overheard my mom having a conversation with her friend saying, "I hope Nhandi isn't gay." It gets better, trust me. In my 11-year-old brain, it didn't register that she only said this because she didn't want me to have to face the discrimination, the hatred, the bullying, the harassment, the unfairness, and the fear that I would be subjected to the very same things that she endured in her life as a gay black woman. I felt discouraged to come out to my mom at the time, but I did have the confidence to tell a girl at school that I had a crush on her. Sadly, her negative reaction left me paralyzed for the rest of my middle school experience. This was the first time in my life where I felt unloved and unseen, dehumanized. She hatefully expressed to me that I disgusted her, told me to leave her alone and to never speak or look at her again. She even outed me to the whole entire school. Prior to this, I was friends with practically everyone on campus, and in the blink of an eye, I lost every single one of my friends. I had no one to turn to, and when the school's administration got involved, I was basically brushed off and told that my focusing of my sexuality was a distraction to other students. And let's be clear, my identity was not a distraction. Homophobia was. But the LGBTQ topic made adults who were supposed to do their job to protect students like me feel uncomfortable, and was easier for them to overlook these issues rather than to address the bias and the bigotry I was facing. As a result, I faced multiple levels of bullying and harassment and was emotionally weakened throughout the remainder of my middle school years, which negatively impacted my attendance and ability to focus in class. Even though I was at my lowest point, I had to act and speak out on my own to ensure that my voice was heard. I wasn't going to let them win. I decided to create my middle school's first ever LGBTQ+ acceptance club, which started in a 5 classroom only with 5 kids, and within a year, the club increased in attendance so much that I had to be moved to the choir room. Thank you. 6 years later, the club still supports and serves LGBTQ plus youth at my former middle school, and I know that its existence continues to support and inspire LGBTQ youth to find their authentic selves. Thank you. These experiences have empowered me to speak up for others and use my platform as a musician to make change across the board. We all know that music is a universal way of bringing us together, and as newly appointed HRC Youth Ambassador, I look forward to bridging the gap between the music industry and the LGBTQ plus community so that we're heard and represented. Thank you. As of now, LGBTQ teens have higher depression rates than their straight cisgender peers, experience homelessness at disproportionately higher rates, and our trans youth, especially trans youth of color, continue to experience violence and discrimination in our nation's schools and communities. While we have made tremendous strides and gains as a community, we still have a long way to go. San Francisco's first openly gay politician, Harvey Milk, once said, "Hope will never be silent," and that the rights are won by those who make their voices heard. So in 2020, let's fight for awareness. Let's stand loud and proud together and demand equality and become a unity where none of us are left behind. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you.